Hey there guys, how's it going? Reaper here, and I'm back with another painting video. And this is Count Temeraire, also known as Dracula because it's Dracula from the 1992 film with Gary Oldman. But this is one of the last of these Horde box. I think after this there are 3 more minis to do, and then that entire box is done for the NPCs. And then we've got player characters to start with, and there's going to be a lot. Because last time I counted there was probably 30 of them, I think. But anyway, we've already started this one. This is going to be a very simple video as well. There's only like 3 or 4 colours actually used. So there's going to be a lot of, highlights. So we're going to have a lot of edge highlighting, a lot of this. And it's basically going to be a bit more in detail than I would normally do for a mini. But we've almost finished the Abomination Gore, so let's get started. Primed in standard grey as always, and we're starting off the Cloak with Abomination Gore. As I want it red because it's meant to be red, but I don't want it bright, vibrant red until later on when we add the highlights. And that was it for the Abomination Gore. Now we're on to Corpse Pale, and this is for the flesh. And it looks very white in the video, and it's not. Corpse Pale it's a very sort of yellowy brown colour almost. It's not quite white as it looks on the video. I think I need to sort of look into my lighting a bit and angle it so that it's not just bursting straight down on this mini. And that was it for all the flesh. Now on to mummy robes, and this is for the robes. So in the artwork it looks like white, and it's just been really dirty, and I don't like painting with white. I feel pure white is too bright for anything other than sort of eyes and highlights. So I've gone with mummy robes for this. And that's it for the robes. Now we're on to the hair, and this is Banshee Brown, and this is just for his balding long hair. It's a very weird design, this mini. Like, he's got long hair, like, as you can see, but it starts like halfway along his head, so he's losing his hair and still has a lot of hair. And as you can see what I mean by it looks the same colour as the Corpse Pale. But of course, these are 2 very different colours. They're not anywhere near as bright as they look. Like, I'm holding the mini in my hand now, and it is very different. You can clearly see the difference between these 2. And now we move on to Rough Iron, and this is base layer for the lantern. Now he does have sort of emblems and things all over his robes, which you could do in the Rough Iron and then highlight with a little bit of silver. But in the artwork it's gold, and red and gold go well together, so I've stuck with that and just gone with the gold, which will be the next colour as well, as that'll be the last of the base colours. There we go. Now we're on to Greedy Gold, and this is all the emblems. that's it. That is all the base colors done. Now we're on to the first highlight, and it is Dragon Red, and that's for all the robes. And looking at this in the video, it looks utterly ridiculous, that contrast. But actually in real life, after the wash and the second highlight, you can't tell. It looks actually like it's meant to be. One thing I will say though as well, if you guys are painting this along and you're doing a similar sort of thing and it comes out that different, don't worry too much, as paint, especially reds and yellows, they dry semi-transparent unless you do a few layers, so it will sort of blend anyway. But if you're painting them on and you think, oh my god, I've just ruined this miniature, don't worry too much. Let it dry, see how it looks, and you can always wash over it and re-highlight, and just don't put it on too thick. As always with every paint, thin them down before you use them, because you get that little bit of extra leeway, so you can always go over it if you need to. And now we're on to the highlight that you can't see, but it is Brain Matter Beige on the mummy robes. Same principle as the robes, the cloak. It is just all the tips, all the highlights, all the raised areas, just don't get it in the recesses. And now we're on to the washes, which is red tone for the cloak. And as you can see, you can still see a very stark contrast between the two reds, but the red tone does sort of make it work. You just have to have that little bit of faith that you do know what you're doing, and don't always take everything as soon as you see it. Give it some time, let it dry, and you'll be fine. And the second wash is soft tone, and this is literally for everything else apart from the lantern. I don't wash the lantern because I want to keep the metallic look of the rough iron, and washes just completely nullify any of the metallics. Now that the wash is dry, we're coming back over the robes with Brain Matter Beige, and this is just to basically give the top areas that shine back, so it still looks that dirty look that it's got in the concept art, but it's a lot more subtle in a sense. And now we're on to another highlight, and this is back for the flesh. It is Corpse Pale, and as you can see, I do leave the eyes as this sort of deep brown from the wash, because his eyes are very small and painting them in would probably ruin the feel of the miniature, I'd feel. So I left them in and just highlighted around them. And now we're on to Dragon Red, and this is again just raised areas, nice thin paint. It's just basically to bring the red back up to a nice vibrant red. And with this, try not to cover the same amount of areas you did the first time. You sort of want that sort of slight tonal ladder as you go up. So only the tips of the areas will get this next highlight. There we go. Now we move on to highlighting the really gold back up, as well. It was covered in two separate washes depending on where it was. Like the red one was obviously covered in the red, and the chest piece was covered in the soft tone. but I've just gone back over it and just made it shiny again. And now on to the first part of the lantern, as it's meant to look like it's glowing, so I've gone with Phoenix Flames for the first layer and the bulk of what's inside. And of course, with all yellows, this is a pain to paint. You have to basically make sure it's shaken up very well, and small thin layers is the best way to do with yellow. And this is the second layer of yellow, which the main reason I've done Phoenix Flames was to get this one on, because demonic yellow is very hard to paint over a dark area. But there we go, that was it for the mini, and it's actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. We're just doing matte black for the base, as we always do, as every mini I do is matte black for the base unless it's Warhammer. As you can kind of see as well now, you can see a nice difference between the Corpse Pale and the Grey Matter Beige and the Fancy Brown. It's all sort of, they're similar, but they're not quite there, so you can clearly tell them apart on the mini. But that is it for the mini, guys, and hope you enjoyed. And it's not a bad mini. I don't think I'll paint one again, but I liked it. Cheers for watching, guys. Like, subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll be back soon with another Zombicide mini. See ya.